political season, so we have to listen to them. And I think it's best just to take them as entertainment and just don't take them, don't get worked up by them. Don't let them play on you. So
right.
I believe this first ad we have is for Barack Obama. Take a listen.
Americans face a choice this November. A choice for America. It's time to ask yourself, is John McCain really an American?
No.
John McCain admits he owns 13 cars, one of them made in Germany. But isn't Germany where Hitler lived? How can we elect a Hitler car driver as our president? Barack Obama believes in non-electing Hitler as our president. Barack Obama wants to bring health care to our soldiers and teachers, while John McCain is busy driving around in his funny, out-of-touch little Hitler car and handing out money to rich people. Barack Obama, a true patriot American who doesn't mind standing up to John McCain's child-killing corporate tax breaks. Paid for by Bob Smith.
Oh, wow. That's not a surprise there, I guess, at the end. But
boy, what a horrific leap that is.
Some of those tactics.
From a German car to the fact that he's Hitler.
Some of the tactics are familiar. Link your opponent with something bad.
And Hitler's always a popular card to play.
Yeah, or handing money out to the rich. That's another one. And then associate your candidate with something good, like helping teachers and kids. So cheap.
Well, that does sound bad, though. If he's handing out money to the rich while driving around in a
Hitler car.
That sounds pretty bad. I don't think I could elect that guy.
That's why I'm going to vote for Barack Obama, because he drives a car I can identify with.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hold on. Before you decide who you're going to vote for,
yes, Greg.
Let's hear what the McCain campaign says about Obama. Let's listen to their ad and see if that sways you.
Barack Hussein Obama doesn't believe in basic American values like honesty.
Ooh.
He has gone on record refusing to admit he's a radical Muslim. He has also gone on record refusing to admit he wants the government to confiscate all your money in order to force you to marry gays. Apparently, the only time Barack Hussein Osama will shoot straight with Americans is when he's firing on them in the Afghani foothills. John McCain believes that every American deserves a better life and that children should be our future for a better tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
John McCain spent 5 years in a POW camp while Barack Hussein tortured him and tried to get him to not pick a woman for vice president.
Gosh.
Don't we deserve a president who has the guts not to be a radical Muslim? John McCain, a true American patriot and not a Muslim God-hating hippie with a black wife.
Whoa. Oh.
Paid for by George Dunham.
I did not know. I did not pay for that.
Well,
I would not.
What are you doing, shocking
George?
tag
Put
there.
my name on something like that. I do not approve that message.
Well, now, McCain used a lot of the same tactics,
Yeah.
linking the opponent to something evil, in this case, bin Laden, and associating himself with good things like being a veteran and kids are our future and things like that.
So cheap and fake, but not too far off.
No, very
We'll be hearing
transparent.
here the next couple of months.
We'll keep our eye on these commercials
All
and
right.
bring you more when they become available to us.
And I did not pay for that, I promise.
If you have been out from under a rock, then certainly you've heard political ads on this station. You've heard them on every radio station, every television station. You see them everywhere, right in the middle of the political ad season.
Boy, and signs, too. The signs are out now.
Yep.
And everyone always tries to start with a clean campaign, and the gloves come off in 2 seconds. And it almost seems like it never is about issues. It's just about trying to paint your opponent in the most sinister light. You play, either patriotic music for yourself or sinister music for them.
Did you know that candidate B voted secretly for...
And it's all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they don't even mention votes. They just mention about the way the person looks or about how they're out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
Just real unfounded claims, not supported by anything. You just say someone's out of touch or they're elitist.
And it seems like when you're watching these that you can see right through them, and that you would think most people could see right through them, but I guess they work because consultants keep recommending this to their clients over and over, and every year we get more and more of them.
There's a reason why they immediately nosedive to the lowest common denominator.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have a couple of examples. Of course, the most hotly contested race in this state is the one for the Republican gubernatorial spot. You've got Kay Bailey Hutchison, you've got Rick Perry, and you've got Deborah Medina. We have a couple of examples here. First one we're going to hear is one that's running for Kay Bailey Hutchison.
Hey, Duke, how's that truck driving coming along?
Well, just trying to earn an honest living on our down-home American highways without getting taxed to death by the liberal elite.
I hear you, good buddy. Hey, have you heard all the things Rick Perry's trying to do?
Why, no, Jake. Is old Governor Hairdo trying to use eminent domain to create an international artery for revenue-producing trade?
What? Who cares about that? I hear he wears a suit because he thinks he's better than us.
Are you serious, Jake?
Yep.
Well, how the hell can I vote for him? Is he for lowering our taxes or tort reform?
Who the hell knows? I heard someone say that he once went out of the state of Texas to a fancy bachelor party.
He traveled outside of Texas?
Yep.
That settles it. I can't stand his platform. Anyone who hates Texas and thinks he's better than our children shouldn't be governor of our great state.
You said it, Duke. That's why I support Kay Bailey Hutchison. She's never been to a bachelor party, and she doesn't wear a three-piece suit.
This conservative message for Kay Bailey Hutchison paid for by the Real True Americans for Change.
Oh, gosh. Now, see, that was just ridiculous.
I was they're just trying to appeal to our emotion more than our reason here.
Focusing on what he wears.
It's true, though. I've never seen Kay Bailey wear a three-piece suit.
No, and she routinely doesn't go to bachelor parties.
She doesn't go to bachelor parties.
Well, the Perry camp is not innocent here. They are also playing a little dirty pool in this political ad campaign season. We have an example of an ad for Rick Perry. Same music.
Hey, Dusty, have you decided who you're going to vote for?
Why, no, Johnny. Have you?
Absolutely. I'm voting for Rick Perry.
You mean the guy who isn't an emotional woman who became part of the Washington elite?
One and the same, Dusty. Rick Perry stayed in Texas to be our governor instead of going up north of the Mason-Dixon line to menstruate with the Washington liberals.
I hear you, Johnny. I, too, want a politician who stays in the state that elected him, not someone who goes up to Washington and votes for pork barrel projects like Kay Bailout Hutchison.
Yeah. She's even rich and probably looks down on people who use coupons. That's why I like good old Rick Perry. He seems like a guy I'd like to have a beer with.
I hear you, Johnny. Does Rick Perry have a plan to lure more businesses to Texas?
Well, who the hell knows, Dusty? But I hear he chops his own wood and owns a truck.
Well, that settles it. I'm going to deliver a blow to American-hating terrorists and vote for Rick Perry.
Let's go get that beer. And, hey, maybe we'll run into Rick Perry and we can catch a ride in his truck.
This conservative down-home message paid for by truck-driving voters who actually care about our God-given country.
Well, now, see, he's doing the same thing that she is.
Using the same actors with the same music.
Well, those guys get a lot of work, those voice actors.
Yeah. Speculating that Kay Bailey looks down on people who use coupons.
She's so elitist.
Yeah, and I've never heard her work in Washington described that way before. We can probably clean that up a little bit.
An hour ago, in my new trifecta segment, I mentioned how beaten down I am by negative political ads. And we've got 2 more weeks before the midterms, so we're going to be hammered over the head on television and radio by political ads nonstop. Well, from time to time, we like to focus on a couple of these ads and just talk about how ridiculous they are. So we have a couple, I believe, to listen to now. So, Jer, if you just want to roll these, and we'll pick apart these political ads that you may or may not have heard on this station.
Hey there, Grunt.
How's it hanging there, Tank?
You talking about my penis, Grunt?
Well, no, Tank. I'm talking more general-like.
Oh, I reckon pretty good, Grunt.
Considering.
Pray tell, what do you mean there, old tank?
Well, I'm just worried about old Rick Rodriguez's plan for dismantling America.
You mean the guy who's running for local office here in our county?
One and the same.
Well, that don't sound too good. What does Slick Rick Rodriguez want to do?
Well, Grunt, he wants to outlaw believing in the military. And he wants to take away our kids and send them to indoctrination camps that he calls colleges.
That sounds pretty bad. I'm not sure if I'd vote for him.
Oh, it gets worse, Grunt. Slick Rick voted against our president over 12 times when he was on the local municipal oversight committee. And I think he even tried to make flag burning mandatory in our secular elementary schools.
Well, that sounds like true communism.
Oh, it's worse. A friend told me that Rick was once even caught praying to a picture of Obama while cross-dressed as Hillary Clinton.
I'm not sure if Slick Rick's gay rights policies are what I want from a local politician of limited power.
Well, that's why I'm voting for old Jack Griff. Jack Griff is a guy who actually believes in making families safer by installing the Second Amendment beside every Christmas tree.
Tell me more about this hero, Jack Griff.
Well, Grunt, Jack is a man who believes in the family values that the Statue of Liberty fought Hitler for in the Revolutionary War against the Chinese communists. He's a man who enjoys his balls and doesn't lock them up in some fur-lined coffin just because some old tore-up stripper claims he Me-Too'd her in the back of a Suzuki Samurai.
God. Well, that settles it. I'm voting for Jack Griff. I want to show Obama that not everyone wants to be some transgender Democrat who identifies as a dog and reads the New York Slimes while urinating on the Constitution.
You said it, Grunt. Let's vote old Jack Griff. Now let's go behind that water tank and rub each other's penis.
Paid for by the politician from Jack Griff.
Wow, see, those ads they're so dirty, aren't they?
They are.
Just make me feel icky.
Oddly enough, that sounded a little same voicey by both of us, but that's okay. That's okay.
I couldn't
another
tell.
Example.
I couldn't tell.
Just another example.
Add that to the political ads, Expo.
And you say that I used to fall prey to those.
You absolutely
I would hear
did,
messages
Giorgio.
like that and think that people were against my family.
You would hear Christmas tree and family, and we need to put more Ford F-150s on the table, and all that just imagery coming at you just made you feel a certain way.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've noticed in almost every ad where 2 years ago, the campaigns, and even I guess 4 years ago and 6 years ago and whatever, the campaigns were so-and-so sided with Obama or so-and-so voted with Obama. Mm-hmm. But I haven't heard one ad saying, from the Democrats, saying so-and-so votes with Trump or so-and-so supports Trump.
No, because I think they know it's a losing message.
Yeah, he's never mentioned by name, where the last cycle, all of the Republican ads would link the Democratic candidate with Obama, but none of the Democrats are linking the Republican candidates with Trump. I think that's weird.
It is very
anti-Texas.
Because Obama was one of the most controversial Democratic presidents. There were so many people that hated Obama. And we're told by the mainstream media that Trump is a real controversial figure. Well, if he is so controversial, why aren't Democrats trying to attack Republicans by saying you voted for him?
Right.
Because I think they know that Trump has the support.
Yeah.
But
that's cross that out, put that family.
But that's not a bad thing.
Yet Obama clearly had support. He won 2 elections. It's just really strange.
Weird.
It is strange. I think maybe soon we will have a Democratic ad and how they attack Republicans.
All right.
Yeah.
Texans can't afford to elect a liberal like Linda Van Cho. Linda Van Cho is just another California big government special interest woman who thinks our children should be adopted by the Obamas and turned into fentanyl addicts. Linda Van Cho once did a group photo with Black Lives Matter while holding not only a copy of the Koran, but also another copy of the Koran. Linda Van Cho once voted to defund the police so she could go to a party with gun hypocrite Alec Baldwin. Van Cho also wants to outlaw grandmothers to make more room for critical race theory.
Outlaw grandmothers.
Van Cho says she wants our children to either be aborted or in Biden's indoctrination camps, where taxation is so high that kids will have to replace English with Spandrin, a hybrid of Spanish and Mandarin. Linda Van Cho even says she wants to replace the Bible with mask mandates.
Okay, now.
Say no to Van Cho. Say yes to Karen Bless.
Oh, okay.
Karen Bless will restore the fight to overturn the election by holding the state officials in Georgia accountable for all Texans.
That makes no sense.
Karen Bless knows that fake climate change is just another tree hugger fantasy created in a Wuhan lab by Fauci's butt boys. Karen Bless is a true Texan who will stand up to AOC's bestie, Linda Van Cho.
Oh, boy.
Well, he works
bestie.
everything into that.
Paid for by the committee to elect Karen Bless.
Oh, okay, yeah, the disclaimer.
Well, Karen Bless sounds like she's for values and things that are important to us here in Texas.
To me, this is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how I'm going for.
I hadn't heard that one before, but I think I know how I'm voting today. After
That
hearing
definitely is one of the worst that we've heard.
All right, we got another one?
Sure.
All right.
Hey, Jesse.
Uh-oh.
You hear about Governor Abbott?
These guys.
By Governor Abbott, do you mean Greg Abbott, our conservative Texas governor?
Well, that's the thing, Jesse. He ain't conservative.
What in the Christmas donkey are you talking about? I thought Governor Abbott was a Republican.
No way, friend who is ignorant. It turns out the fake governor is just another filthy, dirty-butted liberal who's too communist for a true Texas.
Well, what do you mean, Jake? I'd like to learn more about our hopefully outgoing communist governor.
Did you know that Governor Jackwad only pretends to protect the border while he's secretly importing tunnel aliens so he can give them free college tuition from our personal tax dollars?
Are you serious? Why would AOC Abbott want to do that? Don't illegals try to Al-Qaeda up our freedom zones with their Obama books?
You said it, Jesse. And most of them smuggle in drugs and mask mandates for the cartels.
Jake,
What?
If only there was an alternative to the newest member of the squad, AOC Abbott.
Well, there is. Ron Hufflepine.
Okay.
Ron Hufflepine is a true Texan who will stand up to Greg Abbott and Nancy Pelosi's shared agenda.
This Ron Gufflepine sounds like a guy who knows how to put freedom casserole on the kitchen table of American families.
That is the true thing, Jesse. Today, let's go out and vote for Gufflepine and send Greg Abbott back to Kazakhstan to practice his weed-smoking California values.
And afterwards, we should high school football game, cold beer, truck, Friday night, cut off jeans, tailgate.
You said it, Jake. Jesse, whichever one you were.
I'm Jesse.
Paid for by the committee to throw Greg Abbott into a drainage ditch.
There's the legalese again at the end. Yes. Wow,
those
that's
in there.
another really bad one.
Boy, things I just didn't realize about Governor Abbott. I had no idea he was into all that
I didn't
stuff.
realize he was that liberal either.
Wow. All right, let's get to political ads. We get messages, emails every day. Please stop the political ads, but we are required by the FCC to run any and all political ads, any candidates that want to advertise on the ticket. And the reason that you hear a lot of political ads on our radio station is because we have really good ratings. People listen to this radio station. If you're listening to a radio station that doesn't run any political ads, that probably means they don't have many listeners because the candidates want their ads to run on stations where their ads will be heard. So we don't have any control over this. That is a fact. We have to run these political ads, but we know you're getting tired of them. But some of them are kind of funny, you have to admit.
Yeah.
So we thought we would take a moment here to listen to a couple of what we think are the most wheels off of these political ads. All right, Tyler, run the first one.
Hey, Duke, what you up to?
Well, Colt, I'm just sitting here enjoying a pro-business environment and having a cup of coffee. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how to stop Robert O'Riordan from taking control of our Texas governor's mansion and using it as a campaign headquarters for AOC.
What? I didn't know that was part of Robert O'Riordan's master plan. I mean, I knew he wants all of our kids transed up on rainbow fentanyl so they can stop illegals from streaming across the border to steal our private health care, but I had no idea he supported AOC. That, to me, is deal breaker.
And worse, O'Riordan isn't talking about Hunter Biden's laptop.
I sure wish there was an alternative to voting for a liberal, child-killing communist like Robert O'Riordan, but I do not know what else there is the alternative to do. What?
Actually, there is something else alternative you can do. You can vote for old Dalton Pistolshot. Dalton Pistolshot is a true conservative who isn't afraid to stand up to Robert O'Riordan and all his cross-dressing comrades in the lamestream media.
Now, wait a second. Is Dalton conservative enough for me?
Well, what do you mean, Duke?
Is he willing to break the law while still being for law and order?
You damn straight, Duke.
Well, that settles it. I'm voting for Dalton Pistolshot for Texas, and I'm going to insist on getting straight sex from my wife until she can't do it anymore.
What? What was that line?
I said,
Wait, how's the commercial talking back to you right now?
I'm going to insist on getting straight sex from my wife until she can't do it anymore.
God!
Paid for by Citizens for Dalton Pistolshot.
Wow, okay. Yeah, see? That is one of the most ridiculous ads
far.
running. Okay.
Oh, we got one more?
Yeah, we have one more to listen to. Go ahead and roll it, Tyler.
Hey, Duke, what you up to? Oh, sorry.
Wait, let's start that one over.
Yeah. Oh, we got their outtakes, too.
That was the first one.
That was the
I think.
outtake.
I don't know
Run the actual final take.
That was the original one that we were running on.
Run the actual final take now, Tyler.
Hey, Colt, what are you up to?
Oh, just sitting here enjoying mashed potatoes and inerrant Bible. What are you doing?
I'm just sitting here reading about Maria Conchita Lopez's plan to tax businesses so hard that our children will have to become non-binary.
What? I love my children, and I don't want them to see businesses taxed that hard, and in response they have to change all their pronouns and make nonsensical TikToks about their demon selves.
Well, that's why I'm voting for old McKenzie Thompson. She's a true patriot who can do chin-ups and who shares with me the latest info about Democrats collecting the blood of sacred children.
Scared children.
Scared children in order to achieve immortality and other important tax issues.
You can do chin-ups.
Well, maybe Maria Conchita Lopez isn't as bad as all that you are saying. Does she have a position on gun control?
Oh, boy, does she. She's against bazooka ownership for toddlers.
Well, that does it. I'm voting for McKenzie Thompson. She is the only one in this conversation other than you and me that doesn't want to force fentanyl into baby formula.
You said it. Let's go rustle up some cattle and keep our penises.
Paid for by Patriots for McKenzie Thompson.
See, that is yet another example
way too far
of how ridiculous these ads have gotten. We have one more week until Election Day. We are all completely worn out and exhausted by the campaign ads that have been running on TV and radio nonstop, social media, everywhere you turn.
In a football game, it's every break.
It's every break. Yes, it's exhausting. And some of them are really, really bad. So we thought we would take a listen to a couple of the worst that are running right now. This first one is an ad against Ted Cruz.
When you really need your elected officials here to protect you from the next monkey pandemic or invading zombie apocalypse, where will Ted Cruz be? Will he be here on the front lines, standing guard with a chainsaw? Or will he be sunning himself on a Mexican beach to avoid paying his fair share of taxes? Exactly what is Ted Cruz really hiding under that beard? Al-Qaeda sympathies? Probably. Come to think of it, Ted Cruz never did use science to prove his dad wasn't the Zodiac killer. Like father, like son, Ted. Let's not elect a potential second-generation serial killer back to the U.S. Senate. Ted Cruz is a Canadian carpetbagger whose father is a Cuban immigrant. Do you really want someone with that much foreign blood immigrating up your Senate? If we get in an argument with Cuba or Canada, who's to say Teddy won't take their side? We can't take that chance. Ted Cruz, too foreign and too Mexican for Texas.
Oh, my gosh.
Ted Cruz wants to force your underage children to carry loaded rifles to school and to pay for their own abortions.
God.
That's why Colin Allred should be our choice for Senate. Colin has the two most important qualifications for a true American leader. He was born unto a single mother, and he played for the Titans. Colin Allred will stand up for the little people, as well as the people of regular height. Colin Allred, when Ted Cruz was zodiacking his way through hookers.
Oh, my gosh.
Colin Allred was fighting for child care tax credits as a Baylor Bear. Colin Allred, Jesus in a Titans uniform. Paid for by Texans against Mexican vacation Teddy Cruz.
Wow, it is one of the worst.
I hadn't seen that one or heard that one.
They're just so bad, aren't they?
It's ridiculous.
Okay, we have one more. This next ad is an ad against Colin Allred.
Hey, Jesse, have you heard all this stuff about Colin Allred?
Why, no, Jake, I haven't. All I know about Colin Allred is that he played American football in the NFL and was born unto a virgin single mother.
Well, don't believe everything you hear, Jesse. I have it on good authority that Colin Allred never won a Super Bowl. And his mother might not have been a virgin when he was born unto her after all.
Well, I'll be darned, Jake. Looks like old Colin Allred hasn't been shooting straight with the American people who elected him to the NFL in the first place.
The NFL?
I wonder what else old Colin Allred is hiding.
I tell you what he's hiding, Jesse. Colin Allred says he wants men to play on young girls' softball teams so that they can be predators and can set single-season home run records while not wearing pants.
What in the HE double hockey sticks? That sounds like communism.
Oh, no, it gets worse. He also wants to give gay people the right to vote.
What in the HE repeated L?
And give them the right to have sex changes so that they can be gay with people of the opposite sex as well.
That just makes me so heterosexually mad, Jake.
And I ain't one to be into conspiracy theories, Jesse, but have you ever noticed how you've never seen Colin Allred and Satan in the same place together?
Come to think of it, yeah, the thing you just said to me, I haven't.
It's probably because he actually is Satan, Jesse. I mean, can Colin Allred really prove that he isn't the glorious prince of eternal darkness?
No way he know that much science.
Well, let's not take that chance of electing a gay single-season girls softball home run valor-stealing Beelzebub born unto a sexually active single mother who wants to use his fake NFL experience to give transsexuals the right to vote.
Amen to that, Jake.
That's why I'm voting for old Theodore Cruz. Theodore Cruz is the only option for America to continue to exist.
Wow.
Theodore Cruz is the only candidate with the guts to Jan 6 right into Colin Allred's bathhouse and drive out the demons.
You said it, Jake. Now let's head out to a steakhouse and pinch the waitress's mud makers.
Let's do it.
Paid for by Ted Cruz for Senate.
Wow, these are just out of control.
Well, we only have 1 week left, and then you won't have to hear those anymore.
Thank God.
Well, making waves this week on the political front, Rick Perry, the Texas governor, announcing that he will run for the Republican nomination for president, the 2012 elections. And, Gordo, we're going to hold a little competition here this morning, huh?
Yeah, this was actually pretty high pressure. You know, in the world of advertising, you have deadlines. Things come up quickly. You've got to hurry up and generate some copy. Mm-hmm. Well, based on our Rick Perry discussion earlier this morning, I gave us each a deadline, a task. We each had 5 minutes to write a quick Rick Perry ad that emphasizes all the things that Rick Perry is going to emphasize in his bid for the White House. So we each had 5 minutes to write it, and then we're going to present it, and then we're going to vote. Who do you think had the best Rick Perry ad?
Okay.
Now, also in this, you're tasked with doing a Rick Perry impersonation.
Okay.
So you got to try to do a Rick Perry impersonation. Read whatever copy you've been able to come up with. Improv it for all I care, and then we'll figure out who had the best Rick Perry ad.
All right. Okay.
Giorgio, you're going to go first.
I'm going first?
Yeah, you're first.
Why don't you go first?
Then Junior, and then me, because we did the drawing. So
I don't remember a drawing. Okay.
All right. Hit the patriotic theme, Expo.
I'm Rick Perry, and I'm running for President of the United States. Let me tell you a little something about myself. I was a Yale leader at A&M. I was in the Air Force for years, and I think God and Jesus are a little better than Obama and Pelosi.
Okay, it's unfair comparison.
You know, every morning when I go out to the barn and milk the cow of freedom, I think about how our forefathers fought against the Taliban and how I want to continue their fine work. If you like families, values and business, and prayer, and biscuits, and sunrises, and gentle lakes, then my pledge to you is that I'm going to Team 6 Obama.
Oh, my gosh. Jeez, you can't say that.
It's time we had a conservative who never ran Al Gore's campaign in Texas in the White House.
Uh-oh, I think you did run Al Gore's campaign.
I'm tired of all these libs in the lamestream press and the Democrats telling you that America is a country who can't. Well, I say we can.
Okay.
Vote Rick Perry in 2012. Paid for by Rick Perry for America God. Don't focus on the fact that I used to be a Democrat.
He's not going to add that at the end.
Well, he may. These are just projections.
All right, good attempt. Sure.
It's not a bad one. I think the Perry camp would probably veto that one.
All right, Junior, you ready?
Okay, let's give it a go.
All right, here's Junior's Rick Perry.
I'm Rick Perry, and I'm running for President of the United States. As you may have heard in the news, it may take me a while to get into something, but when I do, I go in deep and I stay there until I finish.
Oh, my gosh.
Then I apologize and sprint out the door, throwing a little abortion money on the table.
Oh, my gosh.
Heck?
I'm kidding. I don't believe in abortions unless you're from a good family and got something to lose. Patriots, you know what God told me this morning while I was praying in my America room? He told me that the true, real Americans deserve a down-home non-Kenyan in the White House who actually believes in God, country, and quiet sunrises with a military-based family. America doesn't need some liberal who's all talking fancy and figuring on stuff.
Figuring?
Most of presidenting is just plain good old-fashioned common sense. The kind of common sense that your grandma used.
Oh, Grandma.
Oh, yes.
She didn't need a degree from Harvard to throw another pinch of flour on her biscuits.
Oh, what's with the biscuits?
I'm Rick Perry, and I want to be your true American president. paid for by the Don't Vote for a Black Guy Again Association.
Jeez. I don't know if I can beat that one. I don't know if I can beat that one, but I'll give it a shot. Hit the theme, Expo. I'm Rick Perry, and I'm running for President of the United States. I've noticed some things from my heart.
Uh-oh.
I've noticed all these Northeast liberals are all liberally and think you're an idiot for believing in God and family values. You know, if the libtards had their way, you wouldn't be allowed to take your family to Sunday school or have a quiet evening of biscuits.
Biscuits again.
They even want to force gay marriage down our throats. Well, I got news for them. Not under my watch.
Okay.
I believe in something called states' rights. That's why I support a federal constitutional amendment banning gay marriage. Because I believe every state has the right to be free of gay agendas. You don't need a Yale degree to know that men shouldn't mess around in another man's sewer.
Oh gosh.
God.
You know, Jesus had a saying, socialism is communism, and Harry Reid's a gay wad.
Jesus said that?
And who am I to disagree with a down-home, non-Jewish founding father like Jesus?
Whoa, a lot of problems there.
Vote Rick Perry for president in 2012 and get your very own Jesus biscuit. Paid for by Rick Perry.
So we can see biscuits are going to be a big theme for him.
How did we all three have the same biscuit idea?
I don't know. Maybe we talked about it in Muse.
There's just nothing more down home than biscuits.
Maybe you wrote all of them and forced us to read them at gunpoint.
What?